Hey everybody, so it's come down to this, the European Championship final between Portugal and France. Portugal's first final since 2004, since tragically losing in heartbreak to unexpected Greece, and France's attempt to win a third title, the third in 32 years. Um, it's Portugal, a team that not many people had reaching the final, that reached the final in unconvincing manner against the host nation. Um, Guess who was one of the people who had Portugal reading the final? Not to brag or anything. Um, so this match is really difficult to predict. On paper, France should win this game. They're the home crowd. They have the better individual players, the individual playmakers to get a goal. Um, they're just overloaded with talent, with Griezmann and Pogba and Giroud and Matuidi and Umtiti. That it should overwhelm Portugal, but Portugal got this far not playing their best football, being very strategic with manager Fernando Santos. And there's a lot of historic, eerie parallels between Portugal playing this final and their failure 12 years ago. You look at this Portugal heading into the final now, the final match day, the championship game, and what you notice is this is Portugal's chance to win its first ever trophy against a home nation where they're the unexpected underdogs. Sounds pretty familiar to 2004 when Greece, the unexpected underdogs, upset the host nation Portugal. You look at the way Portugal has played in the build-up to this final, they've played a strikingly similar uh, sequence of games to the Greece team of 2004. Not as boring, not as defensive, of course. Give Portugal some credit. But coach Fernando Santos just coincidentally happened to be the manager of Greece before taking the helm of the Portuguese national team once Paulo Bento was rightfully fired. And some of the philosophy, some of the strategic influence that he had on that Greek team, he's brought it over to this Portuguese side, which is an adaptive, strategic style of play that is sort of like a chameleon in the sense that it takes the form of whoever your opponent is. You adapt your style of play to whoever your opponent is. And, you know, it looks ominous. And what I mean by that is it looks like it's coming full circle. The team that lost on home soil to an unexpected underdog is now the unexpected underdog against a team on home soil with a manager who coached the national team that caused them heartbreak. It just feels like it's just, I don't want to say fate or destiny, but it feels like things are coming around the way they should be. Uh, superstitions. I'm somebody who's a little bit superstitious, but I try not to be so much. At the end of the day, France is a better team. They should win this. They're the favorites to win this. All the quote-unquote expert pundits are picking them to win this. Um, if it goes the full distance, which I think it might, extra time and penalties, I think France will win. If it goes to penalties, Portugal's already won a penalty shootout, and um, Hugo Lloris is a better goalkeeper than Rui Patricio. The French goalkeeper, Hugo Lloris, is much better. So if it goes to penalties, I think France will win. If it goes to extra time, it's really anybody's game. Um, but you want a prediction, right? I I'm going to be a little bit biased here. I want Portugal to win. I really do. because I think if you look at their performance over the last 3 or 4 Euros in a row, no other team has been as consistent as they have, reaching semifinals and quarterfinals and finals. They've reached the semifinal at least in 5 of the last 7 European Championships, and they've never won a title before. They've never won a major championship title. Even the Netherlands, even the Dutch, who have never won a World Cup before, they've won at least a European Championship back in 1988. So I personally consider Portugal to be the best footballing nation to have never won a major international tournament title. The best footballing nation to have never won the World Cup, specifically, is the Netherlands. But the best to have never won anything is Portugal. So I would like Portugal to win. I would like them to win. But what I like and what I want is not necessarily who I think is going to win, what I think is going to happen. For some reason, even though my heart says Portugal's going to do this and pull it off with a 1-0 victory, my head is telling me France is going to take this in extra time. I think it's going to be really tight. I don't think this is going to be an exciting game. I think it's going to be very boring. Just to be honest, most finals of major tournaments are very boring because teams are usually too cautious to take many chances. So we're either going to see that or we're going to see France come out guns blazing in the first 10 minutes like they did against Germany, and with Portugal on the back foot trying to hold them off. But I think overall, once the tempo of the game dies down, it's going to be very strategic. Some teams are going to be afraid to make mistakes. And I think this could go all the way to extra time. And my head, for some reason, my head is telling me France is going to win this in extra time, even though I would love for Portugal to win this. So that's my prediction. I think either 2-1 or 1-0. It's not going to be any more than a 1-goal margin. It's not going to be a blowout. It's going to be either 2-1 or 1-0. France is going to win in extra time and be the European champions on home soil. But I'm going to be cheering for Portugal. I want Portugal to do it. So that's it. Leave a comment, like, subscribe. Who do you think is going to win? What's the scoreline going to be? And as always, thanks for watching. And this is the end of the road for the European Championships. So, like I mentioned in another video, I'm going to be finding more summer material to make more discussions about football and who I think is the greatest player of all time, some World Cup memories, maybe some World Cup trivia, and yeah. So, as always, peace out till next time.